Hey guys, it's Allie. Welcome to another tutorial Tingles. For this tutorial Tingles, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make what is called a simmer pot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a simmer pot basically is a really cool, all-natural way to fragrance your home without using sprays or chemicals or candles or anything. Essentially, you simmer a large pot of water on the stove for the entire day or however long you want. And in the water, there is a combination of pleasant smelling ingredients. And there are hundreds of, if not thousands of combinations that you can use to make a simmer pot based on the season or just whatever scents you like. So today I'm going to show you how to make one that I really like for the kind of fall and winter months. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But before I get into that, really quick, I did just want to acknowledge something cool that happened on my channel recently. My channel has now reached over 200,000 subscribers, which I think is really amazing. And I really just wanted to take just a minute to say thank you to you guys for helping me get to this point with my ASMR channel. I've said this before, or something similar to this, but I really feel that my channel has completely improved my life and changed my life so much and brought me so much happiness and fulfillment and fun. And it's amazing to me that you guys have all sort of stuck with me this whole time. I'm incredibly thankful to all of you who subscribe and watch with me and interact with me, talk to me. Just your love and support, it's amazing, and it's really cool also to see people who I remember from like the first week I started posting on YouTube. I always try and read through a lot of the comments that I get on my videos. Even if I can't respond to all of them, I do try and read as many as I can, and it's so cool to see people who are commenting like day one, still there talking to me and engaging and interacting with me today. So it means a lot to me to have you guys kind of sticking with me this whole time. So I really just wanted to thank you guys, all of you, people who have been with me since the beginning, and any new subscribers. You guys make this so cool for me to do. So thank you guys for that. One last thing before I get into our tutorial. I just want to let you guys know that I am in the process of working on a very exciting new roleplay video that so excited about it, and I'm not going to tell you anything at all right now. In the coming days and weeks, I will be kind of maybe dropping little hints here and there and letting you know little bits of information in the near future, but I'm really looking forward to it. So keep an eye out for that. I'm so excited. So that's all I'm going to say on that for now. So now we can get started on our simmer pot. And I'm just going to show you everything that you're going to need for this one. And then I will change the camera angle and show you kind of up close, step by step, how to do it. It's very easy. So today's simmer pot recipe is, as I said, kind of good for the fall and winter months. So what you're going to need first is a large, if you have one, a large stock pot, such as this one. If you don't have one of these, then you maybe have like a smaller saucepan or something that could work too. You just might not get as much scent permeation since there's less water. So if you've got a stock pot, that's best. So you're going to need a pot of some kind. Going to need water. And the first ingredient that we're going to be putting into our simmer pot is some sliced orange. I love the smell of citrus and especially oranges just on their own, but when you mix it with the other ingredients in this recipe, the smell is awesome. It smells like the holidays. So you're going to need an orange. You're also going to need an apple. I'm going to go with one apple for this one. You can use more if you particularly love the smell of apple, which a lot of people do. Also, the amounts that I'm telling you are not an exact science by any means. This is just kind of approximate, so feel free to put more of one thing or less of another as you prefer. So you need orange, you need apple, and next item that we're going to include are whole cinnamon sticks. I had a hair on my finger. Yeah, cinnamon sticks that are whole. You don't want ground cinnamon for this. It's not really going to have the same effect. This is something you generally should be able to find at any supermarket or grocery store in the spices section of the store. Kind of see the whole cinnamon sticks in there. It smells so good. Yeah. This is going to be good stuff. Okay. And finally, last ingredient is a couple tablespoons of cloves. I'm keeping in a Ziploc right now for freshness. They had a normal little container. But this is something you should also be able to find at the supermarket with the spices. I'm gonna show you what they look like up close real quick. They're really cute. They look like little flower buds, kind of. Let's see if you can see that. So you're gonna need some of these, and if you've never smelled these before, they smell amazing. They're kind of sweet and spicy smelling. They're awesome. That's what that looks like. And finally, you're gonna need a big, scary murder knife to slice your fruit with. You don't have to have a scary murder knife. Just need something to slice with. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the camera angle now so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna show you how to make a seasonal fall and winter scented simmer pot. Okie dokie. So let's begin. We've got our stock pot here, and we just want to go ahead and fill it up with some water. So I've got a couple little plastic things of water here with me. Pour that in. And I think I want to try and get it around halfway full. Okay, so that's pretty close to halfway full. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And once we've gotten all of our slicing done, we'll throw everything in. Okay, so let's start with our orange. Got a nice clean cutting board. Guess it doesn't matter too much if it's clean since you're not eating these things, but not having just cut raw chicken would be ideal, for instance. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and slice off the end. And you can do this a number of ways if you want. You can just use the peel, the rind. If you like, you can slice the orange into like quarters. I'm gonna do actual slices. The whole thing, not just the rind. And part of that for me is just because I think the presentation is prettier when you do it that way, but also because I just want as much oranginess in there as possible. I'm just going to slice up this whole thing. Go for it. Okay. It smells awesome, of course. And we're just going to keep going. I'm not doing the best job at this, but I'm going to go ahead and blame my knife, which may not quite be sharp. Well, as it needs to be to cut through an orange. It's okay though. You get the idea. I'm going to trim this little piece off here. Getting a little messy. I'm gonna just clean up my area a little bit. This makes me want to eat this orange though. Yeah, don't make simmer pots if you're hungry because you'll just end up eating your ingredients. Okay, this will be my last slice, I think, because this knife is not super cooperative. Okay. Super messy. Okay, let's move on now to our apple. Put this aside. Go ahead and remove the stem. I always played that game when I was a kid, where you would twist the stem of the apple, and each twist was a letter, A, B, C, D, etc. And whichever letter the stem would pop off on was the first letter of the name of the person you would marry or go out with or something. I bet you did it too. Okay, so with this, I'm actually going to go ahead and just do a straight slice down the middle and just cut it in half and have two apple halves in the pot. This actually might make kind of a loud sound when I cut it, but I'll edit that out. Don't worry. Voila. Okay, so we have two pretty little apple halves. Okay, and I want to have 2 or 3 cinnamon sticks. I think I'm going to go with 3 because that just sounds nice. I really love the smell of cinnamon, so more the better for me. I'm going to use a lot of cloves too because I really like that smell also. I think they make kind of a nice little sound when they're clinking around in this glass bottle. I'm going to do it into the mic real quick so you can hear. really good right now. And after I show you how to make this simmer pot, I'm actually going to put it on my stove and let it smell out my apartment. Okay. Moving on. Okay. So I'm going to take out 3 of these, I think. Oh, it smells so good. Here's a really big one that is kind of taking up a ton of space here in this bottle. So I've got 1, 2, and there's a good one. 3. And that'll be good. Okay, and then finally, we're going to do maybe just over a tablespoon of cloves. It's just gonna smell really kind of fruity and spicy and sweet. I know the holidays have passed, but it's still kind of that season, that kind of weather out, where you like those kind of more rich, warm smells. Maybe if you guys particularly like this video, in the future I can do another tutorial on a different kind of simmer pot for like the spring, summer months, more kind of fresh, bright fragrances. Because I like those too. Stuff with like lime and basil and lavender and that kind of thing. Lemon. Actually, that sounds really good, all of those things. Maybe I'll put those in. But in the meantime, seriously, if you just Google simmer pots, you will find endless recipes. Pinterest is a good place to look too. There's tons of them. That's where I got the idea for this one, actually. Okay, so we need there's a tablespoon. I'm going to do kind of like a heaping see how we like it. The cool thing about these is once the water starts to boil and simmer and you feel like you want more of something, you can always add it. Because like I said, it's not really an exact science. Okay. So now it's time for the fun part. Add everything into the pot. So we're done with our not so sharp knife. Scooch this over to the side a little. Bring back our stock pot. And I'm going to go ahead and just start throwing everything in there. Don't throw it. It'll be messy. So we'll put our orange in. I like this because the colors all look really pretty and kind of autumny together as well. The orange and the red, different shades of brown. And what I'm going to do with this piece of orange that I didn't cut anymore, I'm just going to kind of squeeze some of that leftover juice because I want it to be really, really heavy on the orange scent. That's my personal preference. We don't want to waste it. I kind of like the orange to be sort of the main event in terms of the smell, and have the other ingredients just kind of complement it. Messy. Okay. Now let's add in our sliced apple, or halved apple. I think I'll face them down like this for a little pop of color. Just because it's pretty. It's already smelling great. And our cinnamon sticks. It's nice because all these ingredients sort of float too, so they'll create sort of a pretty presentation on the surface of the water. See how the colors are all pretty together. And number 3. And then it's time for our tablespoon-ish of cloves. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them all throughout. Easy. And now that I'm looking at it, I really think that I want maybe another, I don't know, like half tablespoon of cloves. I really love how they smell. I want them to be a prominent part of the fragrance that's happening. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of dunk everything into the water and make sure it gets sort of covered. Okay. Now, like I said, this is just really super easy. You just put everything in, and then you're going to put it on the stove, bring it to a gentle boil. Make sure that it does reach a boil though. And then once it reaches a boil, you're going to turn the heat to the low simmer setting and just let it sit and simmer. And it will slowly begin to fill your home with awesome scents. Obviously, don't do this if you're planning on leaving the house. It's generally not a good idea to leave your stove on while you're not there. But these are great for like weekends when you're cleaning the house and things like that, or if you're having company over. So I'm going to go throw this on the stove, bring it to a boil, and I'm going to take a little footage of that for you. And then we'll bring it back and show you some of the steamy, smelly goodness. So let's go do it. Okay, so I grabbed the pot off the stove just for a second, and I'm going to put it back on and let it keep doing its thing. But I just kind of wanted to get up close to it and show you some of the steam coming off of it. I don't know if you can even see it, but it's nice. Oh, it's heavy. But it smells amazing. It's really working, and it works really fast. My apartment's only been on there for like 30 minutes or something, but my apartment already smells amazing. At least like the kitchen area. So if you're doing that all day long or for several hours, you can expect your whole place to smell like potpourri, but with without having to use potpourri. And this one's really nice. I'm smelling a lot, actually, surprisingly, of the apple and the cinnamon more than even the orange, even though I used all that orange. The apple's kind of like really taking over, and I can really smell the cloves. So I think if I were to do this again, personally, I might actually use 2 oranges, 2 whole oranges, because I really like the citrusy smell. So, yeah, it smells like cider, kind of. And actually, there's nothing really stopping you from drinking this as a cider, I guess, because it's all just fruit and spices and water. So maybe just add sugar and then you've got a interesting beverage, possibly, for the cold winter months. Okay. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, Tingles. And if you decide to make one of your own, tell me about it and tweet me pictures of it or something, because I like seeing your creations. And also, if you especially liked this tutorial or this type of video, then let me know and I might, as I mentioned, share with you another seasonal simmer pot recipe in the spring or the summer, if you want. Okay, guys. Well, again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, Tingles. And as always, I wish you restful sleep and pleasant dreams. And I'll be seeing you all again very soon. Good night. I think the material of this one sounds nicer with kind of a more soft